What is up, beautiful people? It is Friday, it's Saturday, it's whatever day you guys want to watch this, preferably one of those two. But most importantly, it is Charlotte for the week. It is season number 2, episode number 9. We are rocking and rolling now, right? Getting right kind of into the nitty gritty of the season, if you will, at this point. Obviously, another good week in Charlotte. We'll kind of jump right into it, I guess. No sugarcoating anything this week, right? We'll get right into it, right to the recap. Charlotte 2, Philadelphia 1.
3 points.
Yeah, what we said first, April showers bring Charlotte superpowers. Is that, that's the best we could come up with. Guys, it poured. It absolutely poured. It felt like a night in the UK, to be honest. The wind, the rain that came in, just really out of nowhere. None of us, or at least I know I didn't plan for that at all. But man, what a magical, fun night, memorable night, right? Just being there. Got absolutely soaked, but it was awesome. Westy scoring in the rain, an absolute banger in the rain. Did call that. Just want to go ahead and toot my own horn there for a second. That was great. Zaha, what a performance we saw from Zaha on the night. Unfortunately, it was also met with yet another yellow card, another controversial yellow card, I would say. They're all kind of, you put your hands up, but that one specifically felt absolutely ridiculous. That does mean, unfortunately, he is suspended for this week. More on that and, kind of down the road. But Zaha, great game. He did score the winner off of a beautiful pass from New Jersey here, Pep Biel. Beautiful assist there. Absolute dominant in the midfield, right? We look at the possession numbers in this game, and Charlotte, I think they finished around 63% possession. And that was really a testament to the midfield. Specifically, Gianni and Westy kind of at the back there. They had phenomenal games, in my opinion. And, of course, Pep kind of controlling it from the top side of that triangle in the midfield. But, yeah, beautiful game, memorable game with the rain and how it happened. Obviously, getting the 3 points was first and foremost, and that's what's happened. So, Amy, I guess I'll pass it to you. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was kind of a tale of two halves.
Okay.
I thought the first half, Charlotte looked like what we know they're capable of. I think it was one of their best performances ever. Definitely the best half I've ever seen them play.
Yeah.
I do think we had opportunities that we should have put away, which is one of the things I think if there's one complaint I have about this team, not from everybody, but I just think a lot of the players, they lack that, like, okay, we scored a goal. It's kind of like they're like, all right, we're up 1-0. I'm going to lay back. But I think they just have to, like, be like, go for the jugular. Like, you have them on their heels, just keep going. And I think we get a goal, we start winning, but we don't ever put the game away. We always find ourselves like
stuck in that,
like white knuckle moments where we're like, oh crap.
I think I literally jinxed it in the game. Like, did I not say it in the minute I was out of my mouth? It's like, God, we're only up 1, and we got to hang tight. And then, sure enough, it was when that goal was scored.
Yeah. So I think the first half was really great. The second half, obviously, Philly went in to decide, hey, we're gonna start. Like, we were like dominating on the wings, and I think they like made some adjustments, and then we found ourselves not sure what to do in the second half. But I mean, I think when they scored, like, if we could just come back and answer and have that mentality all the time, like we did right after they scored, I think that'd be really great. The other thing I think we can improve on, go for the jugular, but I also think our in-game, like, being able to change, and when we see Philadelphia has, like, done what they've done to, like, take away what was working for us, we have to figure something out and not take 35, 40 minutes of it half to figure it out. We have to have those leaders have to be able to see it, or they have to at least expect, hey, they're probably going to, like, talk about at halftime how we were dominating them on the wings. What's our plan B? So I think it was a great game, but
the rain was sick.
The rain was pretty sick, and it was a memorable weekend, not just because it was my birthday, but
shout it out.
It was pretty epic. So it was great. So, I mean, I think it was a great win. They're super exciting, but I just think we can even do better if we get that communication piece on point and we just go for the jugular. Screw it. Let's beat teams 4, 5, 6-0.
Like LAFC, for instance.
Right?
Exactly. Okay, Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, it's a game I won't forget, probably because of the rain.
Yeah.
I loved being out there in the middle of it and the kids and the family and all the 233 crew together.
Yes.
And then looking up and seeing everybody around the outer bowl was it was funny.
That was, man. We were in the middle of it. Just we let it come down. Like, who cares, right?
I heard Hope and Westy even talked about it feeling like a England game. You know,
Yeah.
with the
It
weather
felt
and
like it.
everything.
I mean, it just came out of the blue. It was just like, it was perfect, beautiful day. We were tailgating, obviously, for the birthday, and sun shining, not a care in the world, and then sit down and, oh goodness, what is this?
I
But
think
yeah,
Wesley even made a comment that him and Toflo like made contact or somehow in game were like, this feels like something's gonna happen. Like they knew with the way the wind
Yeah.
was, they're like, this is gonna get kind of crazy.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was nervous leading up to the game.
yeah,
It just seems like, I mean, this is one of those games that in years past, Charlotte seems to lay an egg, and I was worried about that. You know, a team
Obviously.
that is wounded coming in, they had a week off, but they took care of business.
Yeah.
I got a little nervous again once they scored the goal, but we answered really quickly. And the one thing I'll say is, I mean, our DPs, well, at least two of the three of our DPs
Right.
made the difference. Right?
yes,
Our other one
Kev,
could have.
what an incredible pass to Zaha,
yeah.
and just
Right on
just
his
a
foot.
clean finish with Zaha. So great day, other than maybe Zaha missing Zaha next week. But
And Abada not putting he had an opportunity.
he had an opportunity. Zaha had a pretty open opportunity in the first half when it was really.
But he
really
even said
raining.
it felt like it was blizzarding rain. That's what he said.
Is that what he
about
called it?
So,
It was. And they were heavy drops, man. It was.
He was like, I should have put it away, but it was like a blizzard out there.
Yeah.
A
Well,
win is a win. 3 points
Yeah,
are 3
that's right.
points, and we keep moving.
absolutely. And just kind of a last thought on that, I saw a stat after the game. This gave Charlotte the second most home points in the entire league since 2022. Our
Nice.
inception, right? So what a job done at home. Another 3 points. Beautiful game. And kind of rolling up into the next section, as always, news for the week. I guess, yeah, Brian, I'll let you start us off and tell us, the bad news.
I'm not
Yeah, a
gonna cry.
little sobering news. Our guy Patrick Ajimong, unfortunately, ruptured his Achilles this week with Derby County. A real shame for him. It's got to be gutting for him, because that's going to put him
Gutting for us.
Yeah.
it's going to put him out of the World Cup. I feel a little bit robbed, because I think he was going to make the team. We're
Right.
going to see him here in Charlotte when they play Senegal. I just hate it for him. I really do. I can't imagine what that must feel like as a player, because I mean, you dream of that, right? And he's right on the edge of making it.
And his like
his
journey and his
trajectory,
story
yeah.
has been like such an awesome one. That would have been like the
Oh,
cherry on top of like
And,
amazing
I mean,
story.
he'll
so.
never, I mean, it's in his home country. He'll
Uh,
never, even
exactly,
If he
it
does
was-
make another World Cup squad, he'll
Won't be
never
in
have
the
that
US.
opportunity. So,
yeah, it was very tough to see that news.
love
I
you,
mean,
Big Pat.
Absolutely. All love from us here in Charlotte. Get better soon as quickly as you can, obviously. But yeah, that's sports, I guess, at the end of the day. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's put in the work, he's put in the time. He's obviously got the attention of the coaches at this point. And yeah, I think he was almost a lock, to be honest, to be on that World Cup roster. So to not see it,
I'm glad, for him, just thinking about it, that I'm glad he got the bag from Derby County.
Yeah.
That he made a good amount of money from his transfer. Because you never know. I mean, with this type of injury, you don't
It
know.
could be career ending.
Yeah,
we
at
hope
least
not.
career
Yeah.
altering, so.
We really hope not. Yeah, speedy recovery, Big Pat. Still gonna call you Big Guy.
That's
but
right.
Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day. Absolutely. But yeah, tough news. Amy, do we have something to cheer us up a little bit more?
Sure. That was a hard one to come back from.
It is, yeah.
Well, we know for most people it was Easter weekend or whatever you celebrate, if you celebrate that. So even with it being a holiday weekend and a lot of kids on spring break in the Charlotte area, Charlotte was still able to pack the Fortress with 25,865 fans.
Unbelievable. I mean, obviously still in shock. I think it's going to take a few days to sink in.
Who pretty much stayed out there in the rain, those of us that are diehards for the Philly match. So kudos. We're still, I think, second in the league in attendance.
That's
so,
right.
We come out and we support our boys. So that's
absolutely.
awesome.
And speaking of those boys, this is the first time I had seen this, so I just wanted to go ahead and throw it in there. CONCACAF rankings, if nobody knows what that means, that's kind of just the entire continent, if you will, right? So Canada, obviously the United States, all the Mexican League teams. I'm sure there's some others mixed in there as well, right? Central American teams. But out of all of those teams, Charlotte is ranked 15th in the CONCACAF for what it's worth. I don't know if that's noteworthy or not, but one of you all know.
Ranked?
The U.S.
Like,
No, just club
oh,
teams,
it's just
I
club
think.
teams.
Yeah, it's
Oh
just
yeah,
club
yeah.
teams.
I know that. I saw that. I believe it was. I believe LAFC is now number
I'm
one
sure
in that
that makes
list,
sense.
and well deserved. They crushed Cruz Azul even
Mhm.
yesterday, right in the CONCACAF. But anyway, yes, 15th,
Nice.
not bad. I think we can. Honestly, I think we were the sixth. I think we were
And
sixth in
most-
the MLS. So
That's
for what
nice.
it's worth. So
Sweet.
yeah, cool ranking. Just wanted to throw that in there. Don't have anything to add to it.
Well, for all our EPL fans and all those fans that know what a derby is, we have our very own Charlotte Derby at the Matthews Sportsplex next
Can't wait for this game.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Our first game in the round of 32 for the Open Cup is going to be played next Wednesday night at the Matthews Sportsplex. I think
Got my
it's time
tickets.
7. Is it a
Yeah,
7 o'clock
7:30.
So, but it is your very own Charlotte FC against the Charlotte Independence. So that will be a fun
That's cool.
battle of the Charlotte City teams. So come out, support FC. If you haven't gotten tickets, they are on sale. But there's not going to be many of them because it's only like
We took a lot of them already.
5,000. I think 5,000 can get into the Sportsplex. So
For us that watch like Brant and Adam Armour and Christian Fuchs on Charlotte Independence before Charlotte FC even started, I've been waiting for this. For a
Yeah,
while.
this is awesome. Yeah, so and again, we talked last year. If you guys, you're diehard followers of this channel, we talked about kind of what the U.S. Open meant, and this is obviously Charlotte FC's first crack at the Open Cup this season in the round of 32. But yeah, Charlotte Independence, they cup set, as they say in the U.S. Open. They cup set the Charleston Battery last week. They are a Division III team in it, but yeah, they were able to make it. Kudos to that. But I do hope we see a somewhat lopsided score, to be honest.
For sure. And I hope we see. I think this is going to be cool to see some of those guys that don't get the start in the bank. Your first team guys. It's a good opportunity maybe to rest some of our guys and give some of these other guys a chance. So it'll be interesting to see who we put out on the pitch next Wednesday.
Absolutely. And speaking of kind of some of these other guys that we were talking about, right? A new guy to us, Henry Kessler. He played his first professional game for the club. It was Crown Legacy. He's getting his minutes kind of back up, his fitness back up. So he played for the Crown Legacy this week in his first match. Looked good. We have a little bit more on that here in a second. But yeah, like I said, he played for Crown Legacy on Friday night. And kind of speaking of Crown Legacy, as we'd like to do the last few weeks, and we'll continue to do, we want to put a spotlight on this great team. They are phenomenal to watch. I was there. We were all there on Friday.
Yeah, first
Crown Legacy game here. It was beautiful.
Not
Brian,
not the last.
Yeah, certainly not the last neither. But Brian, tell us a little bit about the Legacy game.
Yeah, so Legacy win again. They remain undefeated. They've not dropped any points. So they won 2-0 against Atlanta United 2. It's always great to beat Atlanta, no matter who. First team, second team, whichever. Academy. I don't care who it is. It's good to beat Atlanta.
If it's Atlanta, we just like to beat you.
And Henry Kessler, I thought he looked really good.
Really good.
And he scored on a corner, which I'm sure it makes Dean happy. We've not had much production with our center backs on corner kicks, so maybe he can bring a different
great header.
Yeah, great header. So excited about Kessler coming and the continued.
How long does he stay on the Legacy until they just go ahead and call him up? Because obviously Ajimon has been great, in my opinion, in that position. But
yeah,
I
don't think we'll see him this week unless it's a sub appearance. But then, I bet he plays the Open Cup.
I do too.
Plays most of the Open Cup, and then we'll see.
Yeah,
I think.
Sure, fair enough. Yeah, strong debut for sure. And then what else happened?
Crown Legacy got it started in the 48th second with Mgo scoring. Hugo Mgo, I think is his name.
It's getting better.
Scoring in the 48 seconds into the match. So they went up 1-0. Kind of stayed there for a while, but then at least Legacy scored again with the Kessler goal. That's the one.
Memory of a goal.
Yeah. But Charlotte Legacy was named the MLS Next Pro Team of the Month.
Hey.
And Loco was named Player of the Month.
Hey.
So kudos to Loco.
Yeah.
And they're fun to see. You need to go check them out, but they're not going to be back at the Sportsplex for a while. So tell us a little more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do wonder though you mentioned Loco. I wonder if we see him for the U.S. Open Cup. Because I don't think the roster restrictions are the same.
I don't know that. We were talking about that actually off air before, like who we see, who we don't. I would love to see a Loco. Been on his train since since we signed him all those months back now. Think he would be. in my opinion, obviously we'll talk more about the Zaha situation in a second, but I don't think it'd be a bad idea for him to be on the
here
first
you
team this
go.
week.
Yeah.
Oh,
For the
Thanks, Google.
2026
Yeah, yeah.
Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, roster restrictions have been significantly eased, allowing teams to use their entire registered player pool, with additions allowed up to 1 day before the match. Key rules include a one-club entry policy prohibiting reserve teams, except for certain affiliates. Don't know what that means. Strict cup tying. Players cannot play for multiple teams, and a mandatory 90-day minimums for loan deals. So,
sounds like we can
Looks
play
good.
about anybody we want. I would love to see a mix and match of all of those players. I mean, obviously, I want to see some first team guys out there as well. We do need to win the match at the end of the day. Not
Yeah.
to say that we couldn't with the legacy itself. They'd be about anybody at this moment, but at the same time, a little mix of both just to see how they can kind of mesh together would be nice. But back onto the legacy just for a second. So, as we mentioned, team of the month. Congratulations to the legacy on a well-deserved team of the match accolade. They are 5-0 this season so far. They have 19 goals for, only 3 against. What a juggernaut at the end of the day. So great job by them. Their next game, as we mentioned, it's against Toronto 2, so their second team. They play Sunday at 1. Of course, that is on the road. I think they're on the road, like you said, for an extended amount of time here moving forward. But hey, they're all available on YouTube. This beautiful thing that you're watching this on, they're all available there if you want to go watch. Certainly worth a view at the
for
end of the day.
sure, they're fun.
Cool. All right, and then kind of moving right in. So around the league, this is our first week of like a true around the league. Kind of did it BCS style for college football fans, or I guess they call it the college football playoff now. I'm still in 2012 over here. But in any case, yeah. So we're going to give you all, not all scores, but a good amount, and go ahead and give you standings for the first time. We're going to like to look at those here in a little bit, but we will start with the scores. I'll go ahead and jump it off. First score that we have: Toronto 3, Colorado 2. One of the crazier games I watched in the MLS this past week. It was, just nuts. There were 3 red cards given out in this game. One of the most unbelievable own goals. Zach Steffen, I don't know what fall from grace he has gotten, but wow. I had never seen, I don't think I've ever seen a worse own goal than what was, given up in this particular game. It was just an insane game. But yeah, 3-2 Toronto. In other great news, Atlanta 1, Columbus 3.
Love it.
Didn't watch that game, so we don't have a lot to report on it, but we just love it. 0 points for Atlanta. Exactly. So another 0 goose egg from them. Also, DC 0-0, Dallas 4. Dallas, they're on the up and up. Watch those guys. They got a guy, Musa, I think is how you pronounce his name. He is scoring goals left and right for them. They're kind of a fun team up and coming, so watch them a little bit.
We love a DC United loss.
Never a bad thing when they lose most of the time. I'm almost immune to it at this point. No offense, DC. When we play, cut that. But at the end of the day, yeah, they do tend to lose a lot, so almost immune. Brian, what other scores we got?
Next, we got a 2-2 draw. Inter Miami against Austin FC. So that was the first game in the Inter Miami's new stadium. So love to see that a little bit.
I'm
sure they wanted to win. Messi did score in that game,
but they didn't score first in their stadium.
They did not. No,
Austin did.
Austin FC player scored, and then Suarez came on for a late goal to tie it up. So they barely got out of there with the draw.
Yep.
And then Chicago beats Nashville 1-0, and that is Nashville's first loss of the season. We'll play them this week, and we'll talk more about that later. But they're at the top of the East, so them losing it only helps us right now.
Music to our ears.
Oh, it's you. I think you're next.
Yeah, go ahead.
I did miss the Red Bull New York. They beat Cincinnati 4-2. Cincinnati seems to be struggling. I don't know what's going on there because they have a stacked team, but they're
it seems like they stacked the offense because they always been so defensively sound. I remember last year we reported every game was like 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, and now it seems like this year they're losing every game's 4-2.
Yeah, Red Bull New
like.
York, we trounced them 6-1, and then they score 4 on Cincinnati, which is that doesn't look good for them. But.
No, yeah, who knows what's going on in Cincinnati right now? Maybe just still an early season swoon. It happens to teams, and we've talked about the MLS and its parity over a long time with the way the rosters are construct. But Yeah, if you'd asked me at the beginning of the season who are the 3 or 4 teams to watch out for,
Cincinnati.
I think they'd have been in there.
Yeah.
And right now, they can't be with the amount of goals they're giving up. But
well, I'll tell you another team that you should watch. If you don't watch one, I know you want to watch Charlotte FC, but you best be watching them in person. But then, because if you have season tickets, you get Apple TV. So check out LAFC because they are fun to watch.
Yeah.
They laid 6 goals on Orlando City. Love to see Orlando lose, who had 0 goals.
They're struggling too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them in a second. They are struggling.
Yeah.
I mean,
so Son had 4 assists in that game, and Bouanga, crazy. He had a hattie in like 9.5 minutes in that game.
Yeah,
it was
crazy.
Insane. So fun to watch them.
We watched that. They probably could have beat them 10-0.
Oh, for sure.
Easy.
So easy.
Love watching. Yeah, like I said, that's always the game that comes on after the Charlotte. Like you get home, sit down, just kind of relaxing after the game, and let's turn on LAFC and watch them score 15 times.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it is fun. What else we got?
San Jose 3, San Diego 0. So San Jose was able to beat San Diego, and then Vancouver 3, Portland 2. Vancouver comes with the win there. So that's kind of some around the league Western scores. But how's it stacking up in the Western standings there, Mark?
Yeah, good little segue there. So Western standings right now, probably no surprise to anybody based on the last couple minutes of conversation, but LAFC is sitting in first. They do have 1 draw, but they are unbeaten for the season. Crazy goal differential. But yeah, they're sitting first. Right behind them, though, Vancouver and San Jose. Talk about a team that has come up. Bruce Arena's second year in control over there. Obviously, he's added Timo Werner and a couple other players. They're looking really good.
Now, Werner yet?
Yeah, he's been playing. I don't know how much. Obviously, I haven't watched a ton of San Jose, but I am keeping up with the scores. And both of those teams, again, they're sitting at 5 wins, 1 loss is all right for both of those teams. So they're right behind LAFC. The real surprise outside of that, though, is RSL, Real Salt Lake, sitting in 4th place. They're a team that has been kind of toward the bottom, if not the bottom, over the last 3 or 4 years.
And isn't Luna hurt?
Yeah, Diego Luna's, I don't know. I think he played last game, if I'm not mistaken.
But he's been hurt,
he has.
Injury.
They've got a 17-year-old, much like Red Bull New York, that's really coming on. His name's Gonzo or Gozo. It's a really fun name to say, but for some reason it's not coming to me right now. But they're, sitting in 4th right now, and in very deserved 4th. They've looked good in doing what they've done. And then kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum here, we don't have any of the mid-season or mid-table teams, but at the bottom we have Portland and Kansas City, both of those sitting with 4 points, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's still more than teams in the East, I guess I would say. So
more than the Union.
Exactly. So getting into that, I guess, East, I'll pass it on back over to Brian. Tell us about the East.
All right, the only ones we really care about are Charlotte FC, and they're sitting at 3rd with 11 points.
Place, baby.
But I do feel like it's that time of the year that we start looking at the table a little bit more. Nashville's 2 spots ahead of them in first, and just but only 2 points ahead of them. So, we're in a good position. 6 games in.
It's what we like to see. First time getting out the standings, already sitting in 3rd. Obviously, we would love that to even continue to get higher, right?
It's a chance. There is a team in between Nashville and Charlotte, though. NYCFC is in 2nd. They're just ahead of Charlotte only on goal differential. So had we maybe scored some goals in the beginning of the season and not given up so many, we could be in 2nd. But that's bygones. We'll let those bygones be bygones. Orlando, struggle bus. They are in 14th. They only have 3 points, so less than what they're sitting in the Western Conference. Those teams out there have 4 points. But Orlando City has a minus 18 goal differential.
That's crazy.
Like, if you're having trouble scoring, I hope you're seeing Orlando on your schedule.
So they're losing by 3 goals a game. We only played 6 games, and it's minus 18. That's staggering to look at.
What would be really interesting to see a Philly-Orlando matchup.
Speaking of Philly,
But Philly, you're still looking for that first win. You're the only team in MLS without a point. So congratulations, Supporter Shield champions.
Wow.
From first to worst.
An absolute worst.
Yeah,
who knows? But man, so crazy standing so far. Obviously, again, we did release them after a little bit, but we're still early in the season, right? A lot of this can change. It's not like, this is set in stone, but the one that jumps off the page though is Orlando. I mean, not like I picked them to be one of the top teams this year, but they're
playoff caliber team
every year. Yeah, I mean, 4th, 5th, somewhere in there. But the minus 18 goal differential at this point in the
we
season.
play them pretty soon.
It can't come soon enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they are. Man, that is an insane goal differential. I mean, I think the next closest was like 6, 7. But yeah, they're sitting at 18. So what a crazy goal differential. But anyway, yeah. So there's your standings. Hope you guys love those. And into really what made the whole show. It is the match day preview. This is a big one, right? I would argue this is the biggest game of the season so far, right? Just even looking at it on paper, and it's also kind of a natural rival. It's Charlotte FC, who we just mentioned, of course, in 3rd place with 11 points, going up against 1st place Nashville, who has 13 points. If you can do math, like hopefully most of you can, if we win, we get 3 points. That means we jump them. That means we go to 1st place, at least a tie. Yeah, obviously depending on NYCFC and Inter Miami. But right, point being, this is a very big matchup, one that we're going to see a couple times this month, actually. If you're not too familiar with Nashville, they obviously have started this season strong, and it's really behind the offensive attack they have, right? They have Sam Sturridge, Hani Mukhtar, Christian Espinoza, and Madrigal. All 4 of those guys kind of at the top. They do typically kind of a 4-2-3-1 setup. Those 4 attackers right there, very impressive. They're coached by B.J. Callahan. It's probably a name you maybe recognize. He was an assistant coach under Greg Berhalter at the U.S. men's national team. Then later actually was the interim head coach for the men's team until Pochettino was hired. And he had the boys cooking more than anybody else has, probably in the last decade. I mean, that team, they won that Nations League, I believe, when he was with them. So, B.J. Callahan, obviously a great offensive mind for the sport, and he's got 4 players that can really, really get it moving. They're obviously coming off their first loss of the season last week to Chicago, as we had mentioned, 1-0. They might have some tired legs this week, right? So they had a mid-season game against Club America, one in which they drew. And I did watch about every minute of that game. And yes, all of their starters were on the field for that match. So decent chance that they may be a little tired. They also have a reverse fixture where they have to go to Mexico and to the Azteca next week in the middle of the week. So hard to know how they're going to manage those minutes with those players in this game. That is certainly a story to watch. Like I said, they typically switch between the 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. They a little bit diverse in that, but at the end of the day, what they're really known for, what B.J. Callahan is really known for, he loves to actually drop wingers. Like a lot of times you may see like false nines from a striker. He'll drop wingers kind of back into the midfield and centrally, like they just kind of float around in the midfield, hit them, basically those are his most skilled players. And a lot of times what you see from them is they'll drop in, they'll make a quick turn, move, skill, whatever, and then they're booting it, down the field to Sturridge, who's on the run and scoring the goal. Very fun team to watch if you aren't a rival like we are, right? We don't really love watching them at the end of the day, but to be fair, it is a fun bit of football to watch. I guess we'll just kind of get right into it. Amy, I'll start with you. What are your keys to this game, and how do we come out with 3 points?
Well, I think it's important that we get going quick out of the gate. We need to come like, hey, this is our pitch. This is the fortress. We're here to protect it. And when we score, we need to do it again and again and again. I mean, they have offensive power that you like. One goal is not going to be enough to like make you feel. I don't even think 2 goals. Like I would like to be up 3 goals, and then I can be like, okay, maybe. I think it's going to be really important that we press the at the right times. I definitely think we need Toflo and Burn to get in there and create some chances and make sure they make some runs down the sideline for us to create an overload of our own in our own box. But then I think it's going to be really important that we have some guys there to drop back, because obviously we know that's Nashville's. They like to play the long ball to Sturridge. So I think it's going to be really important for Ream and Morrison to be communicating and on point so that they always know where Sturridge is, and always make sure that hopefully Morrison's running back more so than Ream if we're chasing the ball.
We don't want Ream turning into a mission.
So I think Nashville, I just think Nashville on paper looks kind of scary. And I mean, they are in first, so I think it's a game that we can't take lightly. Obviously, But I think I'm glad we're playing them at home and not on
Absolutely.
the road for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what I got.
I would kind of expect there to be some rotation. My guess is they're probably going to prioritize the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and with a game this week and then another game midweek next week, I think they'll rotate some players. So I don't think we'll see them at their strength. I do feel like we're going to need to get production from the wings. With Zaha being out, I'm guessing they start maybe Abada and Vargas on the left and right.
That would be my guess.
And then, if I'm Nashville, I'm double teaming Pep because he's the one I'm most concerned about at that point.
Yep.
So therefore, I think we need to see Vargas and Abada on the wings make an impact.
I don't disagree with that. I believe it is a wide game to that extent. My key is exactly what you said, though. It's actually a little further back in Tofolo and in Byrne, right? So, like you mentioned, we have no Zaha in this game, which really stinks. Obviously, our most influential, offensive player, well, him and Pep, 1A, 1B, who knows? But again, their strength is when they, drop those wingers, they almost invert them into the midfield. So we have to have very strong play out of Gianni and Westy, kind of holding up that part of the fort. But then, to your point, if we can press or get the ball back from them in that time, that's where we can create our own overloads with a Tofolo or with a Byrne kind of pushing forward at that point, because they're vacating those spots pretty often, right?
Right.
And the biggest key, in my opinion, again, it may sound silly, but it is the home field advantage.
Yeah.
I did the math, right? So I went and looked. So at the start of last season, 2025 season, Charlotte FC has won 76% of their home games. 76%.
That's a win, not
that is a win,
Yeah.
right? And as we mentioned earlier in the show, since 2022, Charlotte FC has the second most points out of any MLS club at home. Flip the script, Nashville, since the start of 2025, they have only won 30% of their road games. Right, so they're only opposite end of that spectrum. We have to feed into the crowd. The crowd's got to show up. We talk about that almost every week, sure, but for me this week, we're talking about a heavyweight matchup here, right? We need the fans out. We need them to really feel that crowd the way that we know they will. But to me, that's going to be the keys. Those two things right there: pushing those fullbacks forward to get crosses into the box and give heading opportunities for a Toklamani in the middle. And then just being really stout kind of in the middle, because they're going to test the middle. That's where they'll drop those wingers in, really try to test you in the middle. Have to have Gianni, have to have Westy step up in those situations and be able to hold it in and then just get it out wide as quick as possible. Those are my kind of keys to the game. Anything else?
No, I wonder a little bit though, who's going to play. Where's our depth on the wing?
Yeah,
not
much.
Not a lot.
Yeah,
I think we should just put Archie and Toko and play a 4-4-2.
Okay. I wonder
Drop
if we
Vargas
see
back.
Berkey Moss, maybe.
I would die in the best of ways. Oloko,
Oloko,
Birkenmoss, I don't care. I want one of them pulled up. They don't have to start. I do agree with you in the fact that it's very likely to be Vargas and Abada on either side, and I'm okay with that. Mainly okay with that. But man, if we could, I want to be up 3, like you said. But if it's a 70th minute and it's a tie game, and I watch Oloko walk into that field, boy,
you might lose your mind.
I will absolutely. I'll lose my shirt. I can promise you, I'll lose my shirt. If nothing else, but probably my mind as well. But that would be excellent.
The thing is, they're not gonna. I doubt they've scouted Oloko much. They might.
Shame's on them. That boy took.
They might know it some from maybe the MLS Next Pro. Yeah. Hopefully if they have some, but I don't think Nashville's played Crown Legacy yet, so there's really no reason.
There's not much. Maybe Tiger Smalls, but that's one side. You're gonna need somebody else.
Smalls, no.
I'd rather Magic Smalls in there.
Dean seems to like
in there.
Yeah,
Tiger Smalls. So
yeah.
What did they call him? Tep or something? Something.
Either way. And of course, to wrap it all up, like we talked about, it is prediction time. We just talked all about the Nashville game. Cannot wait. Again, 7:30 at the bank this Saturday. If you're not there, you're a loser. Just kidding.
Big loser.
Well, okay, yeah,
just
you are
like
a loser.
Nashville.
Yeah, we'll full send into it. Yeah. But anyway, 7:30 at the bank. What a great game. Last one of the homestand for a little bit. I don't remember when the next home game is, but yeah, last one of 5. Crucially important game. I'll go ahead and lead the charge this time. I'll go first on my predictions this week. I do think there's going to be goals had, as we maybe talked about earlier. I'm going to go I'm going to do it. I'm going to say 4. Charlotte 4, the crown, and 4 goals on the board, even without Zaha. That sounds a little crazy when I say it out loud, but it's happening because we're speaking it into existence. Obviously, our boy, I don't have his jersey on for nothing. It's Pep Biel. It's not Pep Biel 1, it's Pep Biel 2.
Oh,
Pep Brace on the board. That's 2 of the goals. We are obviously going to see a Vargas backflip because he's going to be scoring off of a Tofolo cross like we just talked about. And then I am going with Nathan Byrne. Like this is the week where we have our fullbacks really pushing in. I think this is the week he does it. So I got 4 on the board for Charlotte. I got 2 on the board for Nashville. That's 3 points for us. Amy, what do you have?
Do you have no goals for Nashville?
I'm not going to predict. I said 2.
Oh, so you said
4-2.
4-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that. Did you miss that?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I very little part of it. I don't.
Yeah.
Wow, 4-2. I wish I could be as confident as you.
Most do.
But maybe with humbleness would be nice too. I'm just kidding.
Never.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Philly 1.
That's gonna be tough.
That's gonna be real tough. I'm gonna go Nashville 1 and Charlotte 3.
Okay, that's
3-1.
3-1.
3-1. I'm gonna go with BL.
Of course, inevitable.
I'm gonna go with Abada. He's finally gonna get one and maybe do something to turn his seasons plural.
What's crazy about him is he hasn't played terrible,
but we just need him to score
man,
some
he
goals.
stinks in front of the goal.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with a Bayal, an Abada, and I think I'm gonna go to the opposite side, and I'm gonna go with a Toflo goal.
Okay, yeah,
I'm gonna go with a Toflo goal. I feel like he's ready to score one, and I think he can. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Toflo goal.
So I'm going. Charlotte seems to really show up against competition.
Mm-hmm.
That especially
They
at
bring
home.
it, yeah.
They bring it. So I'm gonna go Charlotte 2, Nashville 0. I think the defense has been playing well lately.
Yeah.
I think they get the clean sheet this week, and I've got goals. I'm going. I said in my keys to the game, got to come from the outside. So I got one coming from Vargas. So we're gonna flipping Vargas, and the other one. I also agree. I think Abada's going to score.
Nice.
Okay, both wings there. Love that. All right, that'd be a nice, clean, tidy game right there.
Yeah.
I would love
that.
Any of those scores are good.
Yeah,
they're all 3 points.
Win.
They're all 3 points for Charlotte. We know that's going to happen. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. I feel like we're missing something. Where's Maddie? Where you at? Oh, there you are. Hey, Maddie, what's going to happen this week in the Charlotte versus Nashville game?
All right, bring it home.
It's gonna be a 4-0.
All right.
I like that.
I'm gonna do Vargas, Nathan Byrne,
Of course, me and you both.
Pep BL,
Okay.
and
So you and Mark have the exact same goal scorer so far. Who's your 4th?
Westy.
Oh,
Hey,
another
hey,
Westy
back to
banger.
That'd be, have them back.
Wore my Westwood jersey to keep the vibes going.
I wore my Charlotte Soccer beer shirt.
Yeah, that's a great one. And then, of course, the party shirt back here that we got this year. So, that does officially put a crown on it, right? So, thank you all again for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Cannot wait. Again, 7:30 at the bank this week. Be there. Love you all. Until next
Nathan
time.
Byrne to score.
And Nathan Byrne goal this week. That's all we have, as always, for the crown.